Okay, so today we are talking about nervous system resets. And I don't like necessarily the term reset, but I think reprieve is a better term. So we're talking about nervous system reprieves, what you can do to help turn off your stress response or at least get it to lower, especially in trying times. So take a listen if you need some methods to help get your stress response to calm down. This is definitely the episode for you. All right, this way into your nervous system reprieve. So I wanted to start with you having questions with this.
Okay.
And then you kind of drive the bus, and then I could take it where it needs to go.
Okay. Should we just jump in?
Sure, let's jump in.
All right. All right. Um, we're talking about the nervous system, basically,
Yeah.
right? I guess my first question is, what is the nervous system? What pieces of our brain and body are involved in that?
Hmm.
And when someone says your nervous system, what are they really talking about?
Oh, yeah. Excellent questions. So, nervous system is basically what keeps our body doing everything automatically. So, our autonomic nervous system is what keeps your heart pumping, your blood flowing, your breathing. This is all automatic stuff that your body does that you don't have to think about. So, part of the autonomic nervous system is also part of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So, that parasympathetic helps you calm down, sympathetic gears up your stress response. So, the nervous system is just your body's automatic operations unit, essentially. This comes from the deep midbrain parts of self, like the amygdala, the hippocampus. So this isn't your cortex, your logical thinking brain. This is deep. It's not your brain stem. That really is what keeps your body's automatic stuff going, but it's the parts on top of the brain stem. Oops. So that's really the seat in your brain that creates the nervous system.
Okay.
So within the nervous system, I said parasympathetic, sympathetic. Sympathetic is anytime you see a real or perceived threat. So there's a grizzly bear in your face. Your parasympathetic nervous system turns on because that gives you energy to fight, flight, or freeze. And so the parasympathetic nervous system turns the stress response off when the threat's been eliminated or you're out of the bad situation. So that's the long and short of it, what the nervous
Okay.
system is.
Okay. So when we talk about, I see a lot of stuff on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts and stuff
Uh-huh.
where people are talking about resetting your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be something in response to, like, we're all spiraling because the world's a dumpster fire. And
Yeah.
so here's how to reset your nervous system. Those are the kinds of videos I see a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that resetting your nervous system really means, and what does it do?
Yeah.
And then further on, what are some things you would recommend?
Sure. So, first, I am just going to throw out that I'm a big semantics person. Like, words have meaning. And so, if we're looking at this nerve system reset, that's not quite the right word.
Okay.
It's not like hitting a reset button on your router or something, because we're not machines. We're living, breathing creatures. So, it's not necessarily resetting. It's about getting it to calm down. So
Okay.
our automatic nervous system, our autonomic nervous system, where our breathing and our heart rate and all of that stuff, that's constantly going. You're not going to reset it. You're not going to turn it off. If you turn it off, you're not breathing. Your heart's not beating. We don't want that.
Yeah. No, we
so,
don't want that.
so it's not necessarily a reset because it's constantly going. It's constantly going to be on. It's not just a stop, restart.
Hmm.
It's not the way that works. So what we're really trying to say, it's curbing the stress response.
Okay.
So, as far as controlling our autonomic nervous system, we can focus on our breathing. We can stop breathing. We can hold our breath till we're blue in the face, like little kids, right?
Yeah.
There are certain things we can do to affect our heart rate. Like if we're scared, all of a sudden our heart like jumps out of our chest, that kind
Hmm.
of stuff. So there are things that affect the autonomic nervous system that we can override its automatic nature, not for long. And so when we're looking at the nervous system, especially our stress response nervous system, the sympathetic, parasympathetic, it's a matter of getting it to calm down or shut off the stress response we can reset it in a way if we look at it that way. But as far as the dumpster fire of the world, the stress response is going to remain on as long as the threat remains.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not turning off the stress response. It's a matter of calming it for some time. So what we want to do here, this is the real meat and potatoes. This is where you're really trying to get to, I know. So what we want to do here is get our bodies to physically relax as much as we can. Through the vagus nerve, which is the longest cranial nerve in our body, it goes from basically the bottom of our brain down into our pelvic region. It hits up all the major organs like our heart, our lungs, our digestive tract. So it's the vagus nerve is really the superhighway where the fight, flight, freeze, the stress response is communicating. And so through the vagus nerve, it gets our heart rate going faster, our breathing's more shallow, it's faster, our digestion speeds up or shuts off, so on and so forth, because it's gearing our body up to fight, flight, or freeze. And so the only message that the stress response is going to hear to calm down is getting our bodies to physically relax. So we can do that in a variety of different ways. One of the easiest ways is just literally focusing on the sensations of breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So from your nose down to your belly button, just a line from your nose to your belly button. And when you take a breath in, just imagine how the air feels as it's going through your nose or your mouth, how your lungs feel as they expand with the air. And if you're taking a deep breath, how your tummy feels as it expands with the inhale. And then when you exhale, exhale more slowly. That's going to get your heart rate to calm down. Notice how it feels to exhale. Is the breath different? Does your throat feel different? Is the air different as it comes out from when it came in? So on and so forth. So just really focusing on the sensations of breathing is one of the best ways to calm the stress response.
Okay. And that's why meditation works so well.
Yes.
If you really are doing it. Like you can't just listen to it and hope that you're going to get better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. You actually have to focus on getting the body to calm down. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to do, and you can't just say, calm down. Then we get more tense if we do that.
Just like it doesn't work when you do that to another person or a child or,
That's right. Yeah. The opposite happens.
Yeah, nothing will amp me up more than telling me to calm down.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
You just escalated it if you're doing that.
That's right. You're telling me to calm down. You don't think I'm calm now? Wait till you see me later.
Give me 5 minutes.
That's right. Exactly. So you can't just say calm down.
Right.
And if you're getting frustrated with yourself, that's your stress response turning on even more. It's ratcheting up. So if you're getting frustrated, that's the opposite of where you want to be.
Yeah.
So the attitude you want with this is mostly it is what it is. It's going to be okay. Whatever. And that way you're not adding the perceived threat to your stress response and ratcheting it up even more. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you're trying to physically relax and it's just not happening, well, your body's trying to tell you, fuck you, this is not the time to relax.
Yeah. This recording took place on January 26th, 2026, which was only 2 days after the murder of Alex Preddy by ICE. So that's the shooting we're referring to. This was the third ICE-related shooting this month, the second fatal one. The first being Renee Good's murder on January 4th. So we were really feeling a lot.
Sometimes we have to heed that. For example, with the dumpster fire of the world right now, another person was murdered in the streets Saturday. And I don't know if anyone can really relax after that. Well, after the first one even.
Yeah. This recording took place on January 6th, 2026, which was only 2 days after the murder of Alex Preddy by ICE. So that's the shooting we are referring to. This was the third ICE-related shooting this month, the second fatal one. The first being Renee Good's murder on January 4th. So we were really feeling a lot.
Yeah. So with these trying times, it is really just giving yourself a reprieve. Reprieve is the word I'm looking for rather than reset.
Okay.
So the best thing is if you can get some sleep, that's the best reprieve you're going to give your stress response, your nervous system. Sleep, with all of the processes that go on in our brains and our bodies during sleep, especially through delta sleep, It's very healing. It will help with both the autonomic nervous system, like regulating your heart rate, your breathing, your body temperature, and it'll help calm the stress response. Sleep is very important. However, sleep is not conducive to survival. So if your stress response is on enough, you're not going to be able to fall asleep. Or if you do,
Hmm.
it's not going to be restful sleep. You're not going to be able to stay asleep. So focusing on your breathing, getting your body to physically relax. You can do progressive muscle relaxation. You can take a hot bath. Of course, there's like antihistamines. Like I take Advil PM because that helps. It's the anti-inflammatory and the antihistamine. I mean, there's things you take. People take edibles. I mean, whatever, whatever.
Sure.
If you can sleep, that's going to be your best reprieve.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because one of the things that I wanted to bring up today, because we talked about including meditation in this episode, and I know I've talked to you about the first meditation that I actually did that actually worked for me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about that, and then also the other thing that I thought of is there's an app that I use to help me sleep.
Yeah.
It's a meditation and sleep app,
Uh-huh.
so it has both. And so as I was typing all that stuff up about like what this app does, and it's going to sound like an ad, and it's not. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not an affiliate, nothing.
Uh-huh.
But it's just something that I've used for a couple of years now, and it's amazing. But it has sleep meditations as well as sleep sounds,
Oh.
and it's free. They do have a lot of free stuff. They do have a paid version too, which I did pony up for because I really liked the free stuff and I wanted some more.
Mm-hmm.
It's about $60 a year,
Not
which is a
terrible.
lot.
Well,
It feels like a lot, but it's worth it. I mean, it's totally worth it. I use it almost every single night and
wow.
sometimes 3, 4 times a night. So,
Okay.
and one of the things they do is the military method for sleep.
Mm,
Have you heard of that?
I don't think so.
It's a about 2 minute meditation that walks you through relaxing all the pieces of your body.
Uh-huh.
And then it puts you like on a beach and you're in a hammock and you can feel the air on your face and you can feel the sun on your face and you can hear the water and
Nice.
da da da. And it relaxes you. And the reason they call it the military method, it is actually used by the military.
Okay.
And it's for like pilots and soldiers who are in a position, literal physical position where they can't get comfortable. They're not in a warm, cozy bed like we might be,
Yeah.
you know, stuck in an airplane or they're, doing something, but they have to sleep.
Yes.
And for 90% of people, it'll knock you out within 3 minutes.
Sure. Wow.
And it's really good. I listened to it probably several times before I actually was awake at the end.
Oh, wow.
So that's my in my back pocket for whenever I can't fall asleep for any other reason, I pull that one out
Oh, that's great.
and I listen to it. And it's easy enough and short enough that you can probably memorize it yourself. You don't have to, use the guided meditation each time. I
Yeah.
like it. I still do because if I'm just talking to myself in my head, I get two in my head and then I start thinking about other things.
Yep.
And the woman that does it, her voice is so amazing. So anything she does, I listen to. But that app also has sleep sounds like campfire, rainstorm, ocean. And then it has what they call color noise, white noise, pink
Oh, yeah.
noise, brown noise.
Yeah.
And then it has brain waves.
Oh.
So it's it sounds like a woo, 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 woo. And it's a different hertz. It's a different, so deep meditation is like 5 hertz and
Yeah.
relaxation is 10. And so it also, you can create a mix where you can have like the ocean and then you can put the deep meditation sounds over the top and you can put it together and all that. It's really
Wow.
cool. One thing, why are all of those sounds water? I always feel like I have to pee.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And like they have a campfire one, which is nice, but I also have a fear of it being in a house fire or something.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't like to listen to the sound of fire when I'm trying to sleep because I'm afraid it'll give me bad dreams.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I still listen to it once in a while. But yeah, they're all water. So just pee before you go to bed. Before you turn it off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they have other nature sounds like frogs or
They do. They do. They have frogs. They have birds. They have lots of animals. Owls
Oh, wow.
hooting.
Nice.
wolves. Yeah, there's lots of animal ones.
Some of those wouldn't be very relaxing in my book. I'm right there with
No,
you.
I was listening to the wolf one and I was like, okay, I don't need to be that close to a wolf.
Yeah,
That's not going to help me sleep.
that's right.
That's going to turn my brain on. Like, get ready.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about real or perceived threats.
Yeah,
Jeez.
exactly. And the other thing I like that I also wanted to talk with you about is the binaural beats,
Yeah.
binaural sounds. And they have different ones for different things, like an anxiety healer, one for intuition, and all sorts of different things.
Hmm.
And for those who don't know, binaural just means it's in both ears. You should have headphones on.
Hmm.
Or you can also use it on your phone and put your phone up above your head because there's speakers on either side of your phone and it'll do the same thing. It's not as good as headphones, but
Yeah.
so it'll be like the sound will be on one side and then it'll go to the other side and then the
Yeah.
other side. So it goes like back and forth.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it makes me feel like I'm spinning
Yeah.
because it feels like you're going like this.
Uh-huh.
And I like that. Some people might not. So
Uh-huh.
it's not for everyone. But are binaural sounds a form of EMDR?
No.
Oh, okay. The reason I thought that is that when we did the EMDR stuff, you had me doing the butterfly hugs.
Yeah,
And so it was
uh-huh.
back and forth. And when I
Yes.
was doing that, I felt like I was spinning a little.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so the sounds in my ears doing that gave me the same physical reaction.
Yeah.
So I wondered if it was the same kind of, like, along the same lines.
So bilateral stimulation is an element of EMDR, and it definitely helps with reprocessing and consolidating and that kind of stuff. So it really comes from rapid eye movement. So that's where Francine Shapiro, the lady who developed EMDR, got the concept in the first place. When we're dreaming, we're processing a bunch of stuff. Our eyes are going back and forth all over the place. So rapid eye movement. So basically any bilateral stimulation, whether it's butterfly hugs, binaural sounds, that just helps to get to some deeper things in your brain and helps to reprocess and consolidate a little bit more quickly, a little more cohesively. With that being said, that's just an element of EMDR. I'm saying binaural sounds aren't EMDR because EMDR works on negative cognitions.
Okay.
Like, I'm not good enough. I can't amount to anything. And also the connected emotions and body sensations, the past trauma memories that go with it. You know, it's a whole therapy setup.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So, but again, the binaural sounds are an element of EMDR. So any bilateral stimulation, which is any side to side movement.
Okay. 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 That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So if anyone listening, if you haven't done that, I encourage you to try it, see if you like it.
Absolutely.
I think it's super cool. Some people get very anxious with it. They don't like it, but I do. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point because some meditations or methods of getting the stress response to calm down aren't going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
For example, if you say meditation to someone, they're going to be like, ah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I used to.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. But I think the idea of meditation isn't quite right. But people think meditation is you have to be like om and like doing this really deep stuff. Like that's transcendental meditation. That's a type of meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, meditation is just a deep focus on one thing. So when I say focus on your breathing, that's a type of meditation. So meditation's not like mystical or big and you have to do it a certain way. It's literally you're just focusing on one thing. If you're really engrossed in a TV show, you're meditating on the TV show. Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
I meditated today.
That's right.
All day watching.
Yeah. Love that.
Well, I do feel calmer when I do that.
Yeah, depending on the
Depending on what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Not the news. No.
show. No.
No. That just reminded me, I also have an app on my phone that is, I guess it's kind of a meditation app. It's a coloring app. And so you pull up the picture and it looks like a black and white coloring book, you know, and then it has like a color by number. It's got little numbers on each thing and you know, your colors come up at the bottom and it shows you what color you're on. Let's say you're on number 1
Yeah.
and it'll highlight that on the thing and then you just tap it and it colors it in. And it is very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually called Color Zen,
Oh,
and it's really cool. But and it has these nice little songs in the background that you can turn them off if you don't like them, but I like them, and the songs make me go to sleep.
oh,
So that's another thing I do if I can't sleep is I open up that app, and I know you're not supposed to look at screens when you're trying to sleep, but I swear to God, this one really helps.
if it helps, it helps.
Yeah, and it's the combination of the tap 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 and the sounds,
Yeah.
um the music, and it's just kind of dorky music. It's a great app, and then what I find, I have a Samsung watch that
Mm-hmm.
tracks my heart rate and all that kind of stuff, and it also tracks my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I play that game for more than about 10 minutes, it clocks it as a nap.
Oh, wow.
So that means it is calming me down enough that my watch thinks I'm asleep.
That's right. That's the nervous system reprieve right there.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I love that app. I use it a lot.
I'm gonna have to find that. That sounds like a really
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it.
I love that you bring that up though, because anything that's artistic, creative, anything that you're doing like that, it doesn't even have to be like you're painting anything, like just color by numbers, like anything
Hmm.
that's just kind of creative, artistic, whatever, that helps to give a reprieve to your nervous system as well.
Hmm.
And we can translate that into a lot of other things too. So, like anything that you're doing that's pleasant,
Hmm.
that's calm, that can be a nervous system reprieve. One thing I usually suggest to people is surround yourself in pleasant sensory experiences. And like cuddling with your cat, your dog,
Hmm.
smelling some flowers, go looking at a beautiful picture of the ocean.
Yeah.
Um, so really absorbing your senses with really pleasant things that you like. I can say, oh, smell some lavender essential oil, but some people hate lavender, which
Yeah,
is
I know.
totally fine. I like it, but if you don't like
I do
it,
too.
that's cool. I'm weird when I snuggle with my cats. I smell them. They don't smell like much, but they smell different. And one of my cats
Yeah.
smells a little sweeter than the others, whatever. So it's like,
Oh,
just smell my cat. Oh, it's
yeah.
so pleasant. Ah.
Yeah.
So just really absorbing yourself in pleasant sensory experiences, whatever pleasant sensory experiences mean to you.
Hmm.
So on the flip side of that, also to help reprieve your nervous system is doing something really strenuous like physical activity. You're doing a punching bag, you're scooping the snow, even doing dishes. Like if you're doing anything physical, try to make it more strenuous so you can
Mm.
burn off adrenaline and cortisol and stress response hormones. It's
Okay.
the it's cortisol that's really long term going to kill you.
Yeah.
So we don't want chronic stress. And chronic stress is perceived threats that are ongoing that you're not necessarily dealing with in a way that your body is okay with. For example, if you have a job that sucks and you don't know if you're going to find a better paying job anywhere else, or even a job that pays what you're getting right now without having to do something stupid you don't want to do. I mean,
Hmm.
like a lot of people deal with this stuff every day. People go to the jobs they hate every day. And what else am I going to do? Because I got to pay the bills. And so these are ongoing chronic perceived threats that turn your stress response on, just like your grizzly bear in the face.
Hmm.
So, short of you just getting another job, which is hard to do sometimes, and you're not just going to jump ship without another job, that would be very impulsive and not responsible. And we can talk about parts of self in that, but we're not doing that today because that was other podcast episodes. So, anyway, we're dealing with this chronic stress.
Hmm.
Cortisol is going to be pumping through your body, and cortisol, if left unchecked, will lead to all sorts of things like unable to lose weight,
Hmm.
turning your hair gray, losing your hair, more acne, more stomach cramps, weird stuff with your body. And so cortisol eventually, after years, will kill you. So we don't want to just keep going through life like everything's fine because clearly not everything's fine,
Right.
but your stress response is doing exactly what it's meant to do.
Hmm.
It's on, it's telling you, hey, there is an issue here. Well, we know what the issue is, and it's not an easily solvable issue. So, stress response, what do you want me to do about it? I
Yeah.
don't know, do something about it. That's all your stress response is there for. It's just a signal.
Yeah.
So, again, going back to your body is going to send the only signal your stress response hears to calm down. If your body's calm enough, the stress response will calm. And
Okay.
so It doesn't really matter what you do as long as it's helping to give that stress response a break, a little reprieve. Anything else off the top of your head that you do that helps to calm your body, calm your stress response?
No, I don't. I can't think of anything else other than what I've already talked about.
Hmm.
Just I've made my bedroom very comfortable for me.
Hmm.
Like I have good pillows. I finally got a duvet
Oh.
because we had one on the bed in Scotland on our trip.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that feeling. And I got home and I'm like, I need a duvet. I need a
Yes.
duvet. And Greg gave me one for Christmas. So got a duvet. I've got super soft blankets. I've got my
Yeah.
um uh Janet, I call her. I can't say her name because she's right there and she'll start listening to me.
Yeah.
But it's I hope you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's the your little home robot that listens to everything you do.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that one. So I have her in there, and then and I have a projector that
Uh-huh.
has it projects stars and galaxy stuff
Ooh.
on the ceiling.
Ah.
So I just have like kind of surrounded myself with things like that that are just very cozy and comfortable,
Hmm.
and that helps me get calmed down before I try to go to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all good sleep hygiene, seriously. So sleep hygiene is just the stuff we do that helps our sleep consistently go as well as it can.
Yeah. I
That's all
still
good
have
stuff.
trouble. I still wake up in the middle of the night and I
Yeah.
have trouble getting back. But then that's when I pull out the app and I listen to
Hmm.
Military Method or one of those other ones. And
Yeah.
there's a bunch of sleep podcasts that I like too
Uh-huh.
that help a lot. There's mostly sleep stories
Oh, I love
rather than
that.
meditation, but there's some meditation ones too. So I have a whole list. I'll put them all in the show notes, but I've got tons of sleep apps that I listen to because I just like, I mean, I'll listen to them in the daytime too. I just like those like warm, cozy, cool stories that just kind of
Mm.
help me stay mellow.
Yeah, absolutely. So even though they're stories, if you're listening into it deeply, you're focusing on it, that's a meditation.
That's true. That's true.
That's why bedtime stories with kids work so well. They don't even know they're
Yeah.
meditating.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. When you're working on your mental health, sometimes the smallest rituals make the biggest difference. That's why we love Three Spirit, award-winning non-alcoholic elixirs designed by plant scientists and bartenders to help you feel good in every sense. Each blend has its own mood. Social Elixir helps you to connect and feel uplifted. Livener brings energy and focus without the crash. And Nightcap soothes your mind and body into real rest. Instead of numbing out, these drinks help you tune in, whether you need connection, energy, or calm. Head to us.threespiritdrinks.com and use the code THISWAYIN for 15% off your first order. Three Spirit, crafted for your mind, body, and balance. I do have a question though. What is the purpose of cortisol? What's the benefit? Why do we have it? What's it doing good for us?
Yeah, so cortisol and adrenaline, they're the two main stress response hormones. So cortisol is what really gets your body geared up to fight, flight, or freeze.
Okay.
Without cortisol, we're not gearing up to fight, flight, or freeze. Adrenaline's in there too, of course, but cortisol is really the main driver.
Okay.
We get adrenaline in situations that we want as well, like if we're gearing up for like going down the first drop on a roller coaster. This is so exciting. Or like we're seeing our favorite band in concert for the first time.
Yeah.
That's all adrenaline. That's all good stuff. Cortisol is not necessarily in on that. It is a little bit because your heart's beating faster, you're breathing a little faster. It's exciting, but it's not necessarily cortisol. Cortisol is what comes with the stress we don't want.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good short term. It's very good in short bursts, but chronic is not good for our health at all.
So it's there to sort of alert us rather than adrenaline being there to excite us.
Right.
It's there to
Yeah.
say, not only is this exciting, it's bad exciting.
Right. Indeed.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then would you say just meditation and the stuff we've been talking about is a way to lower cortisol?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Really getting rid of the real and perceived threats in your life. Real threats are easier to get rid of Because again, grizzly bear in the face, a car's about to hit you on the road. That stuff is very temporary. It's very kind of in the moment and it's done. Of course, if you're living in domestic violence or something worse, that's a real threat and that's
Mm-hmm.
chronic.
Mm-hmm.
So I want
Mm-hmm.
to make a distinction here. Some people are living in real threats and their stress response is on for a reason
All the time. Yeah.
all the time. However, most of us don't necessarily live in this kind of state of being, thankfully. So then we have the rest of the stress of the world, like, oh, I don't have this ingredient to make the meal for tonight. Oh, what am I going to do? It seems so petty when it's, compared to like living in slavery,
Right.
right? Yeah. So we can logically say it's so petty. What's the big deal? Just pivot. It's fine. But the perceived threat is I don't know what I'm going to do, and my kids are going to be mad at me, and my husband's going to bitch at me again, and blah blah blah. You know, these are the perceived threats that really kick up the chronic stress for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes dealing with just a change of attitude, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's much easier said than done.
It is.
Again, you can say body calm down or calm down. It's not that big of a deal, but it's not, again, our logical self. It's not that part's issue.
Right.
So again, getting your body to physically calm down. Then you can help problem solve better. Like, okay, well, I have an ingredient. I can pivot and make this meal. It's not a big deal. But you got to get your body to physically calm down enough first
Mm-hmm.
before you can reach that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really assessing is the first step. What's going on here? Is this a real or perceived threat? If it's a
Mm-hmm.
real threat, what do I have to do to get out of this? If it's a perceived threat, what do I have to do to problem solve?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first step. The steps afterwards are much harder depending on the situation, or pretty easy depending on the situation.
Sure.
But really, it's just first assessing what is turning on my stress response.
Mm-hmm.
If my husband's looking at me like making a stupid face at me, and my stress response is going to turn on, like my assessment is, well, he's making a face at me. What the hell's going on? So if I want my stress response to calm down or shut off for the moment, like, okay, what's going on, hon? Let's deal with this and get to the bottom of it and problem
What's
solve.
that face all about?
What's that face exactly? Yeah. So problem solving, really, if it's a perceived threat, that's your best bet. But again, get your body to physically relax before you can get to that logic to problem solve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to throw out that there are some less healthy ways of giving your stress response a reprieve. And a lot of the time, it's based on positive feeling state.
Mm.
So, positive feeling state, you don't have to remember this, it's a clinical term, but basically, your emotions and your body sensations, if they feel pleasant, then that's a positive feeling state. So a lot of the time, if people are super stressed out, they will turn to like, I'm just going to go drink. I'm just going to
Yep.
go gamble. I'm just going to go have sex. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's to get to a positive feeling state. That is also
Mm-hmm.
a reprieve for your stress response. But as soon as you're not doing that behavior anymore, stress response comes right back on.
Yeah.
And this is where addictions really do come from.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, a lot of people turn to sex. Having an orgasm is a really good way to get your body to physically relax.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to lie, it can be very healthy to do that, but it also can be very unhealthy to do that depending on your circumstances.
Sure.
So, if you have a healthy sexual relationship with anybody, I don't care who it is, as long as it's a healthy sexual relationship, you want to go bang and relieve some stress, have fun. Great. That's a good way of doing it. But if it's not healthy, if it's coercive, if it's unsafe and blah, 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 it's not so great. Your stress response is going to be on still a little bit because at
Yeah.
least a part of you knows this isn't great. Well, what about STIs? What about pregnancy? What about, is this even a person that I'm going to like after I come? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being really
Yeah.
crass about this, but like, this is the reality of it.
Yeah.
Am I even going to like you after I'm out of this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes these are very unhealthy ways of doing it. It's going to give you that reprieve. Like, for example, if you're out gambling and that slot machine's hitting, oh, this is great. This is fantastic. Everyone's around you like, yeah. But as soon as you lose all your money and you can't pay rent, wow.
Yeah.
Now your stress response is on even more.
Yeah.
So while it was a reprieve, it was not a healthy or productive reprieve.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with gambling. There's nothing wrong with sex. There's nothing wrong with dabbling in, whatever you want to dabble in as long as you're being responsible and healthy enough about it. Some
Mm-hmm.
people argue dabbling in substances isn't healthy, period. But, I believe in moderation and harm reduction and that kind of stuff. I'm not a abstinence only kind of person. That's not how I
Mm-hmm.
roll.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing these things to give yourself a stress response reprieve, as long as it's not adding to your stress response later, great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what you want to do is add more to your stress response.
Right.
Uh,
Especially when you're engaging in things that can result in regret,
absolutely.
like the drinking,
Yeah.
sex,
Hmm.
gambling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Anything that's going to cause you to do something you wouldn't normally do
Mm.
or cause you to have an end result. Like you said, no, I can't pay my rent.
Yeah.
Now you've just worsened the stress that you had before you even went to the casino.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so I just had to throw that out there because people do these things trying to
Mm-hmm.
reprieve their stress response, and it's all well and good in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as soon as it's not well and good, it's adding to your stress response, and now you have a bigger, real or perceived threat.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there, like if you're trying to party and you have kids at home and you bring some people over you haven't really met before, your kids might be in danger.
Yeah.
That's a real threat now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many examples I can throw out, but really, if you're going to give your stress response a reprieve, do it in a way that is going to be short term and long term good for you and those
Mm-hmm.
around you.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just kind of screwing yourself over. You don't want to do that. There's enough people in the world that are trying to screw you over. Don't screw yourself over.
Exactly. Exactly. I think another thing that popped up in my head when we were talking about cortisol versus adrenaline,
Adrenaline.
not
Yeah.
versus, but and adrenaline,
Yeah.
um, is and perceived threats. We right now, especially here in Minnesota,
Hmm.
we're seeing stuff going on every day that is horrific
Yeah.
and scary.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go to certain areas. I don't even want to go outside my neighborhood, even though stuff is happening in my neighborhood as well,
Oh,
but just
shit.
not to the extent. But I should say, helpless. I
Yeah.
feel like I want to do something. I want to go out there and scream in the streets, but I don't want
Hmm.
to get murdered.
Yep.
So that I'm fighting with my own self
Yeah.
on I'm not doing enough.
Yep.
I'm a person that has privilege and I should, give up some of that privilege and go out there and get in the streets and fight.
Yeah.
But the honest truth is I'm fucking scared.
Of
If
course.
something happens to me, what's going to happen to my mom? Because I'm taking
Yeah.
care of her every day.
That's right.
And everybody who has kids and anybody who has pets, anybody who has
Yes.
anybody else relying on them, it's hard to put yourself in a position where you could be harming also the people that you love if something happens to you.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's a really weird and icky feeling of being helpless,
Hmm.
which then leads to hopeless, which is a
Yep.
different thing. But I'm sure you feel the same way. So is there anything we can do in the meantime? We can't even do anything without worrying about there being a repercussion.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's the reality.
Hmm.
I don't want to say, oh, your stress response is over the top. Your stress response is right where it needs to be. And unfortunately, with the danger of the situation, this is all sorts of real threats.
Hmm.
And I could go on and on and on about the real threats in this, but I think we already have that established. So, what can you do? Donating, I think, is a good idea. It really depends on your style and what you're willing to do and what you're not too scared to do. For example, a lot of people want to fight. And we're
Hmm.
seeing people out in the streets filming and protecting each other and trying to make barricades between them. And so, I mean, people are fighting. They're using their fight response in a healthy way here. They're being
Hmm.
very restrained, which is good. That's what we want. We don't want a powder keg. So
Hmm.
exercise your rights, use your fight response in this healthy way. Fight response is not necessarily my first branch of the stress response, it's flight. So with
Hmm.
me, with flight, if I'm a more behind the scenes kind of person, then it would be donating. It would be trying to help organize and set up the networks of helpers and that kind of stuff. really just trying to talk to your neighbors and making sure that you have good community supports. Like it doesn't have to be through social media. In fact, I'm encouraging everyone to try to be more in person or through other means that are more personal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because we don't know what's going on right now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people have been told you're in a database now, you're a domestic terrorist just for being here at this protest. So, like,
Yep.
who knows what's being surveilled
Right.
and whatnot. So, if you're going to do anything, use the branch of the stress response that is normally your default. However, if shutdown is your branch of the stress response, it doesn't necessarily help, but it can help you stay more behind the scenes too.
Mm-hmm.
For example, during the Civil War, the Underground Railroad, there was a lot of people who you would never have known they were helpers on the Underground Railroad. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking of the Hitchcock House in Lewis, Iowa, which is where my grandma is from. She was a volunteer at the Hitchcock House. She'd do tours and explain how they would hide the slaves that are on the Underground Railroad and stuff. And so, like, this is my family history
Mm-hmm.
of just kind of being in the background, just blending in and just helping where we can secretively.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, if that's your forte, that's your best way to do it. So, I guess the best thing again is what branch of the stress response do you default to, and how can you harness that in a way that's going to be helpful for you and those around you?
Okay.
So, nothing definitive, do this, do this, do this. It's just
Yeah.
look within yourself
Right.
and what your strengths are there. My strength is not fighting. I'm not a fighter.
Mm-mm. I'm not
Never.
either.
Yeah. Yeah. So go to where your strengths are.
Yeah. That's good. That's good advice. Okay.
I wish I had better. Like I say to everybody, like, contact your representative and
Yeah.
your senators and, go protest, make posts online and that kind of stuff. But if that's a little too scary for you too, don't do it.
It's just it's a hard thing to know how much to do, what to do,
Yeah.
and in what capacity. Like
Yeah.
I can just repost something someone else did. Instead of making my own video, I can show my support and help get the word out there by just reposting something someone else did.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then, we'll have to just delete all our social medias after a while if we have to,
Yeah, that's right.
which probably they won't be deleted because, of course, whoever owns it still has it.
That's right.
You know, I can delete my Facebook, but
Hmm.
Zuckerberg still has everything that I've put out there.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this may sound conspiratorial to some people, but like South Park came out when I was 11 years old, and I have a South Park tattoo. I mean, it's a Butters tattoo. I've had it for like 10 years now.
Oh,
And, knowing how South Park has made fun of this administration this year, like, who's to say that people who are South Park fans aren't going to be targeted at some point? You know
oh,
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like the things that we did as kids or even a decade ago are going to be held against us because
Right.
of somebody's opinions
Right.
or worse. Yeah.
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 I mean, it's one thing to not post anything right now
Mm-hmm.
or delete the last 5 years of what you've put out or 10 years or whatever you want to do.
Right.
But yeah, in a different way, but we were seeing pictures of somebody posting, appearing at Halloween in blackface when they were 15 years old,
Yeah.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
Everything you've done all your life, if it was documented, it can come back.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So I
Yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean,
I think deleting everything is a little bit of a reaction because it's not going to make a difference. It's still out there.
it is. You're right.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to make much difference.
Yeah. And so, I mean, talking about all of this stuff is definitely noticeable in my stress response. I can feel my body tighten up a little bit. I know my stress
Hmm.
response is on a little bit more, just even talking about this.
Hmm.
And these are perceived threats at this point, but they bleed into real threats.
Yeah.
So, again, we live in a world that's going to be constantly full of real and perceived threats. Avoiding the real threats as much as you can is going to help. But honestly, again, just dealing with the perceived threats and giving yourself that reprieve when you can is going to get you through life a little more adaptively, a little less hard on yourself, maybe a little more logically. So really getting your stress response to calm down sometimes is best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for your relationships. It's better
Mm-hmm.
for your functioning. If you
Mm-hmm.
can lower your stress response, even if it doesn't turn off, if you can lower it, that's better.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go from a 60 to a 40, level of intensity, that's better.
Still better. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, really the long and short of all of this is if you can reprieve, give your stress response a reprieve, it's good.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, we've got some methods to do that we talked about. So
Hmm.
hopefully people can use that and get some reprieve.
Absolutely. All I gotta say is stay safe, everyone.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Trying times.
It sure is.
This Way In is a conversation about mental health and everyday well-being, but it is not therapy. Listening to this podcast does not create a therapist-client relationship, and the information we share is for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you're feeling overwhelmed or struggling with your mental health, please reach out to a qualified professional in your area. Never delay, disregard, or change professional recommendations or advice because of something you've heard here. And please remember that any views expressed are our own and don't represent any licensing boards.
This Way In is co-produced by Brittney Baxter Dameron and me, Amy Lotsberg, at Collected Sounds Media. I also edit and manage the show, which is part of the Collected Sounds Independent Podcast Network.